Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the interruption, but when your when your studio is also in your home, little things happen. Like you notice your dogs chewing on your socks, and dogs eating socks is never a good thing. So. Once again, the wonders of filming the show. Anyway, I think no harm done to the pug. The pug didn't chew the sock in half, didn't end up eating it. Thank God for that. So, on with the show we go. So this is part 2 of our Sports Frenzy video this week. You never know what's going to happen around here. Missing picks, crazy dogs. What's next? Let's not find out. Let's get through the show. All right, so we are on women's women's college basketball, and we have the 5 wins and 1 loss Walsh traveling and playing the 7 wins and 2 losses Hillsdale. This game tips off at 3 p.m. Again, I'm going with Hillsdale. I'm sorry, I'm completely off on that. Let's do that again. I was looking at the boys' team. So as I was saying earlier, before I had to go rescue my pug from chewing on socks, the girls' teams are playing a lot of the same teams as the boys. So let's look at this again, shall we? Walsh has 5 wins and 3 losses in girls' basketball. And they are playing the 3 wins and 3 losses Hillsdale. I'm still going to go with the Hillsdale girls. I feel like the whole show is thrown off now, but we'll get it back on track here. We have the 4 wins and 6 losses Siena Heights girls. And again, another one I didn't have. Lawrence Tech. Right there at the bottom. Lawrence Tech. Again, I apologize for not having the cards, guys. Crazy. Lawrence Tech has 8 wins and 2 losses. And tip-off for this game is at 1 p.m. I'm sorry, Siena. I got to go with Lawrence Tech on this one. And for crying out loud, let's see if we can get through the rest of the show with all our teams intact, maybe. Moving into some NBA basketball action. Our first game, we have the Golden State Warriors, 19 wins and 6 losses. They are on the road traveling to Little Caesars Arena. Has anybody got used to saying that yet? Little Caesars Arena? Because I haven't. It still seems weird not having the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Anyway, the Pistons have 14 wins, 9 losses. This is a Friday night game, 7 p.m. You can watch it on FSD. I've got Detroit basketball. Next up, we have the 21 wins and 4 losses. My other favorite team, the Boston Celtics. They're on the road this week, playing the legend of Sand Creek, Jason Boring's favorite team, the San Antonio Spurs, who have 16 wins and 8 losses. This is a Friday night game, 9:30 p.m., and you can watch it on ESPN. I've got my Boston Celtics. All right, we're moving into hockey action. We have, and this game this week is our only NHL hockey game because it has my two favorite teams playing each other. We've got the 17 wins and 8 losses and 2 overtime losses. That's right, those San Antonio. Boy, I just screwed that up. Let's try this again. Take 2. We got those 17 wins and 8 losses and 2 overtime losses. Well, I don't got a deep, good blues voice tonight. Those St. Louis Blues. And they're traveling to the struggling this season again. The 10 wins, the 12 losses, the 4 overtime losses. That's right, we got the Detroit Red Wings. Also at Little Caesars Arena. This is a Saturday game, 1 p.m., and you can also watch this game on FSD. Red Wings will always be my number 1 team. I've got to go the Red Wings. Even though the chances don't look great for them this week. Going with the Red Wings. Next up, we have some minor league hockey for you guys. Trying to get this lighting. Got a lot of work to do on the studio yet. I've got hardly nothing in here at this point because I've not had much of a chance to really get creative and work and get stuff put up yet. It's been a bit crazy still trying to get everything moved into the new house and stuff. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. Still a pretty bare looking studio, but excuse me. I've got some we're thinking about what we're going to do here. It's going to look pretty darn cool when it's all said and done. And hopefully I'll get the lighting and stuff technically worked out better for you guys too. Alright, so next up we have minor league hockey, and our first game has the Rockford Ice Hogs, who have 13 wins, 9 losses, and 1 overtime loss. And they are traveling to and playing against the 9 wins and 10 losses, struggling this year. Your defending champions are struggling this year. The Grand Rapid Griffins. This is a Friday night game at 7 p.m. And I've got to go with the Grand Rapid Griffins. The Grand Rapid Griffins. Your last minor league hockey game of the week has the 7 wins, 8 losses, 3 overtime losses. The Tulsa Oilers. And they are traveling to and playing against the Red Hot 14 wins, 4 losses, 2 overtime losses. That's right, the Toledo Walleye. This game is Friday night at 7 p.m. I've got the Toledo Walleye for the win. I got 2 college hockey games for you this week. And our first one is your 3 points. 3 points. It's your 3-point bonus game. Yeah. Man, I got a tickle in my throat this week. Quick drink of water here, guys. Ooh. And it's also a rivalry game. And it also features the world's greatest hockey team. That's right. I'm talking about the Go Blue Boys of Michigan. Go Blue. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue! They have 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 overtime losses. They're on the road playing one of their rivals. That's right, the 7 wins, the 8 losses, 1 overtime loss. The Lansing team, MSU. This is a Friday night game, 7:05 p.m. is when the puck drops. You know who I got. Go Blue! Go Blue! Go, go, go Blue! Go Blue! Go Blue! Go, go, go Blue! In our last hockey game this week, we have the 7 wins, 7 losses, 2 overtime losses, Miami. And they are traveling to the pretty good, the 9 wins and 7 losses and 1 overtime loss. That's right, the Western Michigan Broncos. Puck drops 7:05 for this game. I've got Western Michigan Broncos for the win. All right, we are moving into a sport that some people love, some people hate, and others have no idea what it even is because it's not extremely popular in our local area. I think the only local team that even actually plays this would be Tecumseh. So some of you guys are going to be unfamiliar with this sport. My son played it for several years. And NLL stands for the National Lacrosse League. Now there's so many different versions of lacrosse. This is the professional team. This is like your pro team, just like you would have the pro team for the NFL, the pro teams for basketball, your pro teams for hockey. These are your pro teams. Now, here's the other thing about NLL Lacrosse, National Lacrosse League. This is the indoor version of lacrosse. So this game is played inside, not outdoors. There's 2 different versions of the sport. There's the indoor season of lacrosse and there's outdoor season of lacrosse. So these teams are your professional teams and they are your indoor teams. So I've been following, we've covered lacrosse on the show for several years now, but all these games, these are the first games of the week. They're opening up the season this Saturday. So all games are Saturday. I'm sorry. They open up the season tonight for those watching the taped show and Friday night for those on the live show. Now, NLL lacrosse games, they don't really show a lot of them on TV, if any at all. But you can go to NLL.com, and there are options. You can buy one game, buy a season pass. You can watch them on your computer, your laptop, or your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, wherever you want. It costs some money. I'm not sure what the price is. I haven't gone to it and checked it out. I actually should do that so I can give you guys a better idea of what it is. I don't know how expensive it is. Yeah, I'm a lacrosse fan. However, I haven't invested in the channel. So, but that's an option for you guys if you want to check out these games for yourself. Or you can always go and get the highlights on their YouTube page from current seasons to seasons past, whatever you like to do. So all these records, all these teams, nobody's played yet. So you just have to basically go by what you think or what you know from the past. So your first team is the Georgia Swarm. They're traveling to and playing against the New England Black Wolves. I'm going with the New England Black Wolves. Again, this could be tricky for you guys because you have absolutely no records to go by for this. You have to just kind of pick and choose for the time being. And we have a little fun. We've always had fun. Me and Jamie always had fun with these games. So I get a little creative sometimes when I say the names. For example, this next team isn't just the Toronto Rock. It is the Toronto Rock! And they're playing against the... And we used to have sound effects for all these teams. The... That's supposed to be pathetic gun effect sounds. The Buffalo Bandits. I am going with the Toronto Rock. Excuse me, guys. Wow. Got that little tickle in my throat tonight. The next game we have for you guys is another... and I'm sorry. The Toronto Rock and the Buffalo Bandits game is Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Our next game is the Colorado Mammoth. And they are traveling to face the Vancouver Stealth. This is a Friday night game at 10:30. I think going back from my memory from last season, I think the Colorado Mammoth were pretty good. So I'm going to go with the Colorado Mammoth on this one. In your last NLL lacrosse game of the week, we have the Calgary Roughnecks. And they are traveling to and playing against the Rochester Nighthawks. I like the Rochester Nighthawks for the win. And that is a Saturday game at 7:30 p.m. So, again, lacrosse. Very cool sport. It's kind of it reminds me of a mix between hockey and soccer. So it's an old it was the history of it goes way back. And the Native Americans used to play this game. So yes, it's a very cool sport, but it's very confusing at times, very hard to understand, to follow. It's a very active sport, just like hockey and soccer. So the reason I say more like the hockey piece, because they have nets, but the nets are smaller than a hockey net, and they have sticks. In fact, let me show you here real quick, guys. This is a lacrosse stick. This is one that my son used to have that he gave me to put up in the Sports Frenzy room. But there's a trick to it. The way they twist it, you catch the ball, you can throw it like that, and they throw it way down the field or back across to each other. And they got all these moves, these crazy moves, and they you can hit the stick, you can hit the person with it, try to get the ball out of the stick, but they twist it and turn it. This net, and the ball like stays in there. It stays in this pocket right here, and like there's rules for how deep this pocket can be, because you could cheat. And the material on this pocket is kind of like what you lace a football up with. This is one of my son's sticks, and I'm going to be putting it up in the Sports Frenzy office. But yeah, they do a lot of movement like this, and they twist and turn with it. If you get a chance, I would look it up on YouTube and see. It's a very famous sport these days. There's a lot of people playing lacrosse. I'm surprised more teams in Lenawee County haven't taken off to play it, but a very cool sport. And this is their this is what they call a short stick. Some guys use some guys have it's a really long stick with the same kind of pocket. But again, you can't have this pocket too deep, because it would be cheating. So there's rules and regulations for all that kind of stuff. But yes, this is what lacrosse looks like, somewhat. Very cool sport as far as I'm concerned. All right, that's your lacrosse lesson for the week. I have one final game for you guys this week on the show, and it is the one game I was able to bring to you for men's high school, or boys high school basketball, and that's because thank you to Coach Jason Boring, who is a coach over for the Sand Creek Aggies, for letting me know about this schedule, or letting me know about this game. Again, that's what helps us here at Sports Frenzy, when we know coaches and stuff that can actually set up a game for us. So this game is going to be the 1-win, 0 losses Hudson Tigers. And they are traveling to the 0 wins and 1 loss Sand Creek Aggies. Now, I got to go with the Sand Creek Aggies because my brother, Jason Boring, is one of the coaches over there. So they had a rough first start to their season, but they feel confident they can build on the season, and feel confident they can get something done and look a little better this week for tonight's game. So I'm going with Sand Creek Aggies for the win. All right, that's all the games we have for you guys this week. I do have some information for you guys. As usual, this is information that's featured on our Twitter page at Sports Frenzy 1. Also on our Facebook page, you can go and read more details about all our news and information that I post here is also on the Facebook page and most of the time on the Twitter page as well. Excuse me. So there appears to be rumors going around that we have several Ole Mississippi guys wanting to transfer to Michigan. One of the big names that stands out for that is, and I'm probably butchering this name, it's either Shea or Shea Patterson, is one of the main guys interested in transferring to Michigan. So that hasn't been completely confirmed yet. Some sites are saying, some places are saying there's like 7 guys from Ole Miss that want to come to Michigan. Others are saying it's 3. So stay tuned for that. But it looks like we got some guys from Ole Miss who want to transfer, and it looks like some of the pretty good guys. Congratulations goes out to Arkansas. It seems as though they've signed SMU's coach Chad Morris to be their new coach. Sad news for the Hornets. Coach Steve Clifford is taking an indefinite leave of absence to cover his health issues. He's having some health issues. We wish him a speedy recovery and hope he'll be back coaching for too long because we never like to see our coaches out. So big news coming out of South Carolina. South Carolina has fired their offensive line coach, Kurt Roper. So that leaves Brian McClendon will be their play caller at their bowl game that they got. Wow, that's huge. Speaking of bowl games and such, I haven't got the whole list of bowl games yet, but I do know that Michigan has got the Outback Bowl, and they will play South Carolina. It's a 12 p.m. game on New Year's Day, so congratulations goes out to Michigan. However, Maurice Hurst has not decided whether he will play in this ball game or not. He's actually thinking about sitting out the game, so we'll keep you on that progress. The Nets have acquired one of my favorite basketball players, former Michigan man Nick Stauskas, is going to be heading to the Nets to play. I didn't even think Nick was playing anymore. I thought he was out of action, but he's going to be playing for the Nets now, so congratulations to him. Nebraska has fired their head coach, Maurice Hurst. I'm Maurice Hurst. I'm sorry. Nebraska has hired their new coach, not fired their coach. They fired their coach already. They have hired Scott Frost to be their new coach. His interview is on the Sports Frenzy page if you would like to check that out. And a big shout out and happy birthday wish goes out to my favorite basketball player of all time. That's right, Larry Bird, the legendary Larry Bird, turned 61 today. 61 years old. Happy birthday, Larry Bird. And one last piece of information I have for you guys this week. On Raw this past weekend, Matt Hardy has switched his personality. Last week we talked about how TNA had given up the fight to hold the rights to the Broken Hardy. And Broken Hardy made his debut this past week on Raw and will be facing off against Bray Wyatt here pretty soon. Alright, guys. That's all I have for you this week. Hope everybody has a great weekend. It's cold out there, and I hear we're supposed to get some snow. So, for our snow lovers, you might get to break out your snowmobiles, your snowboards, whatever else you like to do with even your sled, maybe. I don't know. I think a couple inches might be good for that. Who knows? Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. I'm the coach. Be blessed, everyone. And thanks you again, everybody, for all your love and support and continuing to listen to this knucklehead do a show. I love you guys, and we'll see you guys again real soon. Take care, everybody.